Hello there. Welcome to the Career and Growth series by Yakha. My name is Happiness SCN, and with me today I have a very amazing personality. I will not introduce him, I will give him the honors of introducing himself. So, hi.
Hello.
Please, can you introduce your wonderful self to our beautiful audience?
All right, my name is Jide. I'm an optometrist, it's an eye doctor, and also a fine artist.
Okpo is giving double trouble. Only this time is not trouble. All right. So before we get into the meat of the matter, I just want you to introduce yourself. You've introduced yourself, but just let us know a little bit about yourself, like your background or a fun fact about yourself, just something to break the ice.
Okay, I'm a husband, a father, I'm a Christian. I am also an entrepreneur because I run an eye clinic. I have an eye clinic business. My best food, should I go on?
Okay.
My best food is beans. Yes.
You don't mean it.
And plantain, yes.
Oh, wow. Who would have guessed?
And yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Just an easygoing person.
I feel like the beans fact is a really amazing fun fact.
Almost like 90% of guys love beans.
Amazing. I don't know about that, but okay. Oh well, so let's get right to the reason why we are here today, which is for the growth series. So the first question is, growing up, how did you discover your love for art, even while still pursuing science? Like, how did you manage to find out that way you can draw?
All right, so I think it started from my dad. My dad was a lover of art. He used to collect art, like he used to buy paintings and hang all over the whole house.
Wow,
And as a small child, I'll go very close to these paintings, observe them, and you just see me following the strokes, like enjoying the movement of the colors and all. And I didn't know, unconsciously, I was developing a very strong love for art. So you find me in class, whenever I just find a paper or a pen, I just start scribbling things, drawing. I would draw literally anything in front of me. My teacher had already flogged me before for drawing how I was teaching instead of listening.
Wow.
So it was everybody around me knew that I loved art, but it started from my dad actually.
Oh, that's amazing. So I mean, from earlier discussions, we've deduced that your parents did not want you to be an artist by profession.
Yeah.
Right? They wanted you to be a doctor, which you eventually did.
Yes.
So can you tell us how you were able to manage these two things simultaneously? And just navigate the entire your parents wanting you to be a doctor
and all.
scenario.
Okay, so it was actually I can remember it being very stressful. What I mean stressful, I mean this is your destiny people are talking about, and to the best of your knowledge, you just feel like this is what I want to do. I never pictured myself as a doctor growing up. I always just saw myself as an artist. But our parents did not believe they're not going to buy that. So I remember my dad telling me, if you go and do I remember my dad telling me, if you want to go and do arts, I'm not going to pay your school fees. I'm not going to pay you to go and be drawing in school.
This is someone that collects art.
Yeah, so actually that would, a little bit detail is, this is actually my stepdad. So my dad passed quite early.
Oh, okay.
So dealing with my stepdad, he was not really an art lover. So he was not going to have that, me go and study art in school. So I remember it being very stressful, but I didn't really have much of a choice. And I just had to trust God. I actually believed in God at a very young age, and I just believed that God would sort me out. And I went into school to study optometry.
Okay, so I understand that it was kind of like hard, but how were you able to navigate the entire emotions? I'm very sure it was emotionally draining, knowing that you wanted to do one thing and your parents wanted you to do another thing.
Okay, so it's what I mean it was stressful. I mean it was emotionally stressful because I remember crying 1 or 2 times because I just didn't want to. Okay, yes, I was quite a brilliant kid in school. I mean, I was a head boy in my secondary school. So, I mean, that's why they had high. And I feel like the benchmark for every brilliant person in school
Was doctor.
is go and be a doctor. Do you understand? So, but I never just pictured myself that way. So I mean, I remember it being very stressful. I had to come to terms with it. So I can't say I dealt with it in any particular way. I just had to come to terms and tell myself, that, okay, just go and do the doctor because it will not kill you. At the end of the day, you will still choose what you want to do at the end of the day when you become old enough. So I just had to obey and trust that God will sort me out.
Oh, that's amazing. Just trusting that God will sort you out is amazing. Okay, so the next question is when did you find out that you could do these two things simultaneously? I mean, I'm very sure when you were younger, you were thinking, oh, maybe I would have to choose one over the other.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe, okay, for now, let me just do medicine. And then when I finish, I will just focus on my art. But now you're doing both
Both, yeah.
simultaneously. When did you find out? And how was it knowing that you could do both of them together?
Okay, so the passion never left me. Even though I was in school, trying to do my best in school, I would always look for any opportunity to make art. I made friends with a lot of artists around me who were studying art, even while I was still studying optometry. So I think that helped. It helped because I had people who were studying it around me and who loved art too. So it was also an intentional decision I made that I'll not let the art leave me. So I started an art business while I was in school.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I remember I've got the pictures of all the class reps in my faculty, and I made like giant paintings of them. And in the middle of the night, I went to go and hang it in all the classes.
Wow.
So people came the next morning and just saw like a huge picture of their course rep. And I just put my phone number there, and it's if you want a portrait, call this number.
Wow.
And I got so many calls that day, and I'm like, see money now. As in, this is not what I'm studying, and I'm ready. So I started making portraits commercially in school, and I actually made lots of money doing that. I remember some church fellowships would call me to make a painting of all their graduating students.
Wow.
And those were like, so I think it was quite easy because art came very easy to me. I wasn't struggling for it. I learned it very easily. If I was struggling for anything, it was actually the optometry aspect of it. But what finally made me realize I could do two of them together was doing my IT in school. So I did my IT in a private eye clinic in Lagos, and I met the owner of the clinic, young guy, very passionate about optometry now. All right, and I saw how successful he had become doing that, and I'm like, and he's also very creative, not an artist, but he has a very creative mind. So I saw him, and I could see myself in him. And he was also very patient in helping me because he found out that I was not really into the whole optometry thing. So he helped me to build the passion for optometry, taught me everything I know now.
Wow.
And I finally saw that, okay, it's not so bad. I can actually do this and do this at the same time. And that's how I got here.
Okay. So that's very amazing, by the way. But I know that it would have taken a lot to run almost like a full-time business, a full-time art business, while still studying optometry in the university. So how were you able to balance these two very strong things?
Okay, I don't want to sound like a geek or a nerd or a unnecessarily serious person, but I'll say timing. Timing was one of my secrets. Timing and discipline. So I also believe that this for every other person watching this. I also believe that the more gifts you have, the more disciplined you have to be, because you're already at a disadvantaged level compared to someone that has just one gift.
Yeah.
Someone that has one gift can focus on it 24 hours and be the best in it. But you have to, and now you have to share your time. So if you choose not to now, not to give each of those gifts the attention it deserves, you are the one losing at the end of the day. So I think the urgency of me graduating from school with good grades and also making sure I don't lose my arts passion helped me to stay very focused. I was able to create time. So when I'll get lots of jobs from clients, from churches, fellowships, and I knew that I have to do this job with a deadline. I also have to do my assignments, meet up with lecturers. So I'll literally sit down and plan my time and say, okay, this lecture time, I'll have this break. okay, I have a free period here. I'll quickly come and do some paintings. And I stuck with it. I stuck with it and I tried not to. Once in a while I'll fall off, but I always try to always pick myself back up and go. And I think that really helped me in balancing it throughout.
That was very, very insightful, by the way, especially for people that have like multiple gifts, you know.
Exactly.
So the next question is, were there times that you ever felt pressured to choose one? And if so, how did you, navigate this period?
A lot of times. A lot of times. Because if you are being real, okay, so I remember one particular scenario where I I literally took part of my pocket money and some of my school fees money. I hope my mom doesn't watch this. School money to make like some paintings, and because I had like an opportunity to exhibit artwork in doing an art exhibition, and they told me to bring like 4 art pieces. So I had to use my money to make these art pieces, and I was also excited about it. I remember missing classes, even defaulting in some assignments, just to get it ready before the deadline. And I rushed. I actually traveled away from Benin to Abuja for the exhibition, and the whole day came by. Sure, it was a 3-day exhibition, and I didn't sell any work. And literally, right when people were just selling off, selling off, my artwork was just there looking, and I'm like, I can't believe I traveled. I did all this, and nothing came out of it. So it was like a wasted effort, and I came back so depressed, so dejected, and to myself that I'm not doing this art thing again. Let me focus on my studies now. And so I left the whole art thing for a while. But then I realized that that's not how things work. People don't just start and there's always time to build. And I actually learned a lot from that exhibition because I saw, for the first time, I saw other like professionals and I saw the things their artwork had. Mine could have been like finer and more, this thing, but you get to learn that in art is just beyond the aesthetics. There's some people don't just buy it because it's fine, but they buy it because of what it stands for,
Depth.
the meaning, what it means to them. So it has to be very relatable. And I just learned a lot from that exhibition. And I think that's one of the periods I know I try to choose one over the other. And I realized that I'm not doing myself a favor doing that. So I had to come back, put myself together and
Wow.
move on.
That's amazing. Traveling all the way and not selling even one piece.
And that happened actually many times before.
Well. Well. Okay. So the next question: what advice will you give to young people out there who are struggling with, their passion, choosing their passion, or societal expectations of them? Like, what advice will you give to someone in that kind of situation? I mean, just like yourself, I mean, everybody expected that because you are this very bookish person, you would be a doctor, but you wanted to be an artist. Just an advice for somebody in that kind of like a similar situation.
Okay, so I'll say, first of all, you have to know that it's possible. Some people are juggling 10 things and they are successful in doing it. That's one. Two is, just like I said earlier, you have to be super, super disciplined because don't let them lie to you. It can't be easy. Even if you are really good at all the 10 things or 5 things or 3 things you do, the fact that you have to bring them together and do them at the same time will never be easy. So you have to have that fire in you. You have to be super disciplined and you have to read the room. What I mean by reading the room is you have to know when to put one over the other. So, for example, I had the gift of art, but I knew when I was in school, I had to prioritize my studies over it because that was for a set time. Do you understand? I knew I always have time for my art. So you have to read the room and know when to put one over the other, just so that nothing suffers at the end of the day. Sometimes your gifts are not just made to blossom immediately. They need time to grow. And while they are growing, it's an opportunity for you to, water other ones that are coming up. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm trying to say just read the room, prioritize, know what comes before what, and plan your time wisely. And it's very possible. It's very possible, yeah.
So, that actually reminds me of something that I heard from someone where the person said that you have to specialize, and in that specialization, you would be able to build enough resources to diversify. And that's that to me. That was very insightful because I mean, one of many graces, as you know. I do a lot of things,
Yeah,
and it can
yeah.
be a lot. So moving on to the next question, we know that you have a foundation where you use the proceeds of your artworks to support the less privileged and blind people. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so that's called the Eye for Art initiative, and that was just still part of the plan to try and bring my art and my profession together, because I mean there's so much connecting both of them. Art is beautiful, and the only way you can appreciate it is through the eyes, basically. So, Eye for Art initiative is where I get proceeds from my arts, from art exhibitions, from commission jobs, and I use it to help the less privileged who are battling with visual impairment or various eye diseases. We also try to, during our exhibitions, we also try to educate people on how easy it is to get blind, because some people don't really understand that it is very easy to get blind. The major, one of the major primary causes of blindness is called glaucoma, and it has no symptoms. No, you don't feel headaches, you don't feel any redness, you don't feel any itchy. It just creeps up on you. And most people that end up suffering from blindness from glaucoma are people that never get their eyes checked. Do you understand? So you see many people who come for an art exhibition, they enjoy beauty of the art, but they've never gone to even test the eyes that is in the art. So we use those exhibition moments to educate people on why they need to get their eyes checked.
I will not say that. I feel
Am I shaking your
attacked.
table?
But
So that's what we do basically. It's just to educate people and help people that cannot help themselves, basically.
oh yeah, actually, I feel very much attacked. But
All right.
okay. Let's move on to the next. I mean, we've talked a lot about your art, your artistic side.
Yeah.
Let's come back a little bit to, your medical side.
Okay.
So can you tell us some lessons you've learned working in healthcare?
Okay. So working in healthcare, I think I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for every other doctor out there. I think one of the things every doctor holds to heart in the health industry is humanity. One thing I've realized as an optometrist is everybody has the same eye. Do you understand? The rich don't have a richer eye. In terms that you don't have a luxurious eye.
Yeah.
Eye is eye. We all have corneas, we all have lenses, we all have vitruses. It's the same thing. So I see people of different spheres. I see the very poor person coming to the clinic. I see the very rich person, and it's still the same eye we are handling. And that just lets you understand that we are first humans before any other thing.
Yeah.
And I feel if people can have that mindset, we'll be kinder, we'll cut people some slack more, because everybody feels pain, everybody feels joy. Do you understand? So you will treat people the way you want to be treated. So I think humanity is one of my major go home when it comes to being in the health industry.
Interesting. Okay, now let's bring it back to art. Can you tell us just a few lessons, maybe like 2 lessons you've learned from your experience with, doing the art business?
Okay. Okay. So one of my major lessons I have learned from art is, I don't know if you know this saying, we are nothing but pencils in the hands of the creator. Exactly. So
Super
exactly.
story.
So that's one of the major lessons I've learned. The fact that sometimes we think we are the center of it, or we think the role we play is so great in the grand scheme of things. But whenever I sit down and paint, I look at like my brushes, the canvas, they're literally just helpless. They are nothing without me doing something with it. And I believe we are nothing but pencils, literally. Whatever we think we are doing is just God working in us. And you just have to learn to trust the person creating the art through you. And that has brought a lot of rest to me. I don't stress unnecessarily. Whenever I get to a place where I don't understand, I just allow things flow, and that has really helped my mental health. So that's one major lesson I've learned in the art. If there's a second one, the second one is just be true to yourself. Because when I studied art business, I was trying to do what will be appealing to people. and I never really just got it right. I went for so many exhibitions, and I'll come back feeling like I don't feel anything, like nothing. But ever since I said, you know what, I'll just do what resonates with me deeply. You will now find out that there are so many people that have that same thing, and they all now come. It might be a small market, but when they come to you, they stick with you. Like this guy is, he knows what I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
just be true to yourself, and this is not just in art, in every area of life. Don't try to please. Do what you feel God has put on inside of you to do.
No, but I agree with you on that, because people are drawn to authenticity. Once they can sense that you are being
Exactly.
authentic, I
Exactly.
mean, you get to attract people that are just like you. So which leads us to our last but not the least question. So please, general advice. We have young people from the age of 15 to 25 watching this. Those are our major audience. I know that we would have like other ages also watching as well. But our major audience is 15 to 25. So any general advice to them, whether they are pursuing arts, whether it is any field in the sciences or even a commercial field, what advice can you give to these young people?
All right. So I think one of the major advice I'll say, I've said it in the past, but I'll really hammer on discipline and being very. So I think we're in an age where everything is all vibes, and everybody's just trying to have fun with it. But don't be deceived. At the end of the day, results speak, and those who put in the work always end up bringing out better results than those who didn't. So be very disciplined with wherever field you are. If you're a student, take your studies very seriously. If you're somebody trying to juggle a lot of things together, don't take it for granted. Plan your time wisely and be very disciplined about it. If you stay disciplined and you put in the work, I think success is inevitable.
What? Clock it, guys. All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
Jide,
so
for
much.
this amazing time. I've learned a lot, and I'm very sure our viewers have also learned a lot as well. So thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. All right, my people, we've come to the end of today's Career and Growth series by Yakha. Do not forget that this is not the only episodes. We would have another one dropping next Friday by 6 p.m. So be sure to stay tuned. All right, guys. Bye.